Hello, friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and I'm with my co-host for this episode, Jacqui Brugliera, Mike Schneider, and Melissa Traverse. In this episode, we sit down with Jesse Bon Jovi, who is the co-founder of Hampton Water Wine, a rosé wine brand that has taken the industry by storm. If Jesse's last name sounds familiar, it's because it does. He is the son of John Bon Jovi, the famous rocker, who is the other co-founder in Hampton Water Wine.
I seriously hope you slipped in some Bon Jovi lyrics. Like, does it make a difference if you make it or not?
No, I didn't.
Come
do
on.
That. But I will say it was a really outstanding interview. I enjoyed every minute that I talked to Jesse.
Because you had each other and that was a lot.
Stay tuned for it, folks. It's coming
And you
soon.
gave it a shot. Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop.
No, it's fine.
I'm impressed.
On a somber note, John's not with us today as his father, Jack Craven, passed away this week. Jack was a meaningful member of the BevNet family, and many of us were fortunate enough to have known him. We're keeping John, Carolyn, and the Craven family in our thoughts. May Jack rest in peace.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having John and Carolyn back in the office and at the upcoming Taste Radio meetup in New York City, which is taking place in just a few days, Tuesday, April 15th at Rethinks Community Kitchen in Greenwich Village. If you haven't already registered, please do so now. The registration list is getting long and very busy. tasteradio.com/NYC. And in just a few weeks, we'll be in Austin, Texas on May 6th, which is also a Tuesday, at Torchy's Tacos at their Oaks at Slaughter location. It's going to be a blast. tasteradio.com/Austin is how you register and sign up for that event. And if you are interested in becoming a partner at any of our upcoming meetups, just let us know. Send me a note, rlatif@BevNET.com. We'd love to have you on board. Would love to promote what you're doing via the meetups, via our banners, via our promotion of the events. So just let me know, rlatif@BevNET.com. Melissa Traverse, thank you for being here. It's so fun when you're in the studio. I always love having you here. Thanks so much for doing it.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be here to see your sunshiny faces. I think it's been raining for the last 50 days straight here in the East Coast. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it has been raining quite a bit. And sunshiny faces, typically, I think mine is, I don't know. I think it's been a little weathered, shall we say, because of the rain. Jacqui, poor Jacqui, I don't know. She was fighting some kind of weird
traffic today. Yeah. This person was trying to do a world record for a traffic standoff, and he's been there since yesterday at 2 p.m. So I don't know about that one, but I don't know if I'm as sunshiny either after this morning.
Can I ask you a question? What the heck is a traffic standoff?
Who knows? There's a world record for anything, but I guess he's just trying to stop traffic, and he's been doing it for almost 24 hours.
He's trying to get the Guinness Book World Record for biggest asshole.
Yeah, he's not even protesting anything. He's just being a nuisance.
I hate this guy.
He just wants the attention.
So much.
Melissa, that's a really good point, actually. If you were actually protesting, if you were putting your life on the line, because if you're standing in traffic, you are. Yeah. And if you're putting your principles on the line by doing such things, even if you hate what's happening, you got to respect it. But what this guy's doing sounds quite obnoxious. And did you curse at him when did you roll down your window? Because you
I didn't even
clearly
get to
have an
see
old
him.
car.
I didn't even get to see him to flip him off,
Okay.
We had to go really far around.
But would you?
Yes, she said she was going to flip him off.
I think I would have just mean mugged him. I'm not much one for flipping off, but
I think we should just leave that to the people who are spray painting everything orange in England, and blocking traffic.
Okay.
They're protesting oil, at least.
Yeah, they're standing for something, not
at
just
least
standing.
for something, not just standing for blocking traffic.
Yes. Well, if you want to learn about the best way to block traffic, I don't know. Does Nombase cover that?
Nombase covers just about. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find the answer to that on Nombase.
Well, I got to say, it has been a huge hit, Melissa. I don't know how many people have emailed me, talked to me at an event and said, Nombase is just incredible. And there's a lot of excitement and there's just a lot of enthusiasm for a platform that finally brings all the information you want together in one place.
And that was really the idea, to have a centralized hub of information for everything that we do. And, as we've talked about before, we put so much work into it to make sure that all the information there is top quality. So if any folks out there in the audience haven't gone to Nombase yet, Nombase.com, make sure you check out our directory to either put your listing in there or update it. So we did feed it with listings, but you may want to go in there and change out the picture, change out some of the information so that people can get a hold of you. So definitely check that out. And the Nombase Podcast, I'm so excited to finally have a home for that.
Snaps.
And the last two podcasts that we've done, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's my baby, so I'm a little biased, but we had a show with Pierre Jamay and Pistachio about growing retail. And he's just so smart and gave so many really specific.
Pierre Jamay of Fishwife.
And
yes, previously of Petit Pot.
Petit Pot, yep, exactly. And he just, have you ever been to a kid's party where they have one of those crepe paper balls as a favor and you unwrap the ball and all these prizes fall out?
No, but I've talked to Pierre and he's so smart. And every time you talk to him, it's like, can I talk to you more?
Yeah. I mean, the information that he was talking about, how to minimize and sometimes avoid slotting and free fill, when to expand, specifically how to drive velocity. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And then we also had Jason Smith of Ithaca Hummus on with Jana Goodbaum of Happy Wolf. And again, Jason Smith, he's just like, the stuff that comes out of his mouth is gold. He went through and specifically talked about the exact stores that are good to demo in, how he puts his team together, the software he uses. So very specific stuff.
No one needs this information though, right? I mean, like, you don't want to know how to avoid slotting fees. You don't want to know the best ways to drive velocity. You certainly don't want to know the best retailers to demo your products.
You just want all that money vacuumed right out of your pocket.
You don't need any of that.
And nobody wants a shortcut. Everyone wants to figure it out for themselves.
Everyone wants to spend more money than they need to, right?
Exactly. So if anybody out there has an idea for a show, maybe you're a brand and you're trying to figure out the answer to a specific problem, reach out to me, mtravers at BevNET.com. I'd love to chat and see if we can get you some help and perhaps make a podcast out of it.
Absolutely. And we had an episode of Elevator Talk recently where a participant reached out after the show and asked if we knew of or could help her with co-packing solutions, with ingredient supplier solutions, and immediately I thought of you, Melissa, and I sent her your way, and I hope you had a good conversation.
I mean, they can also just search Nombase.com for starters too, and then once they have a bunch of questions, ask us other questions. And the other thing here is, like, I know we have suppliers and service providers who are listening to us right now. Go to Nombase.com, search for your company. It's probably in there, and you haven't claimed your page yet. There's so much cool stuff you can do there to set up your page. Yes, we've done our best to explain who you are, but nobody does it better than you.
Absolutely. And I think the best part about Nombase is that it is a platform, as I mentioned, sort of with that human element as well. I really don't necessarily love when I go to a place and all it is the program or the software. Just knowing that someone can reach out to you, Melissa, and have a conversation with you, it's just a warm and fuzzy feeling.
Nombase is a cool concept that we've been working on for a long time. Jacqui, I mean, what is it? We've got search, we've got community.
Yeah, we got search, community, jobs, press releases. We have our Slack community. And this is something that's evolving too. This is something that's going to constantly evolve and grow. We're going to add new features. So we want to hear what you think of it. And we want to get your feedback because it's going into it in real time.
To Jacqui's point, Nombase is evolving. I'm working on a program that I'm super excited about.
Me too.
So
Me too. It's constantly evolving, and we want to hear from you. Just send email to Melissa or ask@tasteradio.com. We'd love to hear from you.
I am so psyched for the team at LesserEvil. I sat down with Charles Corstein last year. I believe it was in late July, and I went to the LesserEvil facilities. They have more than one in Connecticut, and we just had a fabulous conversation. I was able to visit the place and then places where they actually make the popcorn, and it was very Willy Wonka-ish, but there is a method to that madness, so to speak, and Charles leading the helm, just an incredible place, person, and brand and team, obviously. And so when I heard last week that Hershey had agreed to acquire the company for $750 million, I was just so elated.
That's close enough.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Mike raised his right pinky to his lip once again. You're only about $250,000 away from a bill, but I think they're going to get there.
I still think it was funnier when he said 1 million.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, LesserEvil is a maker of organic popcorn and healthy snacks. They've been around for some time. They were in all kinds of trouble before Charles took over the company. I believe it was in 2010 or around that time. And they have just turned into this amazing platform that makes really delicious food, way better for you alternatives than what has previously been out there, from popcorn to cheese balls to kids snacks. And
cool collabs.
Cool collabs.
Yeah.
But like, this is the modern brand that I think really represents what people want. Simple, easy to understand, delicious, better for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it just tastes so good. Like,
Yeah.
I go to other popcorns and then I go back to them because I could eat an entire bag in one sitting. So I think that quality and the branding and the collabs is just like a great like formula for success.
The way that Charles has grown that brand has been so impressive, and I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, and I would say this also, if you think about what it takes to be a great company, definitely listen to anything that Charles has talked about on a podcast or written about, or anything that's been written about the brand, because he is very transparent about what it takes to execute upon a vision, to lead a company with intentionality, and to establish good working relationships with your partners, retailers or otherwise. Definitely check out the interview that I did with Charles. It is published, or was published, on July 30th of 2024. It's titled, "LesserEvil is Doing Good, Really Good. Attitude and Operations Are the Keys."
You're good at those titles, Ray.
You like that?
Yeah.
And I didn't even use ChatGPT for that one.
No,
I
Ray,
feel more awake already.
Ray makes these all up, and I'm always tickled.
Yes. Oh, okay. All right.
Ray, that is not.
Moving right along. Congratulations also to the team at Mela, Dominic Purpura, the
That sounded
founder.
so old.
No.
Sounds like something my grandpa would have said.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I was tickled by that one.
Tickled pink.
Mela, as folks probably are familiar with, Mela is a brand of watermelon water. They describe themselves as watermelon water. It's really watermelon juice, and it's a plant-based hydration platform. We first met the folks at Mela, Dominic specifically. Was that 3 years ago on stage at BevNet Live when he participated in the New Beverage Showdown? Everyone was really excited
Huggable
about this
dude.
brand. Yeah.
He's cool.
The watermelon juice watermelon water comes in these 16-ounce cans, really catchy branding. And when we saw Dominic at the Miami meetup in February, he had a big smile on his face, and he seemed so happy and excited. And we're like, "What's going on? You seem particularly tickled, Dominic." And he's like, "We got a big announcement to make. It's going to happen in a couple of months." And I'm like, "Ooh, exciting! Can you share any details?" He's like, "It's big. We'll just let you know."
No, then he tried to distract us with his tattoos.
Yeah. What the heck is going on today,
That's a
Mike?
good move.
What do you mean? I didn't.
They're cool,
I was
man.
not part of that. I was not part of that, by the way. So Mela was acquired by a company called King Juice. You may not know the name King Juice, but they are the parent company of a brand you probably do know, which is Calypso Lemonades. So terms of the deal were not announced, or they were not revealed. But I am so excited for more Mela to be in more places, and that's exactly what King Juice is going to do. So congratulations once again to Mela, to Dominic, and to the King Juice team. You guys get a hell of a brand.
I take a lot of beverages home and share them with my family, and that was one that my 10 and 12-year-old boys were psyched about.
Yeah. I recall John Craven was talking about how his daughters would text him from college or from wherever, and the text would just be, "We need more Mela, bro."
Yeah, we need Mela, bro.
Yeah.
Mela. It would just be Mela, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Call him bro.
That's how the kids talk today. More Mela,
My
bro.
kids call me bro too.
Do they really?
Or
I kind
Kit-
of like
Oh,
that.
my
Yeah.
daughter Megan calls me Kitty.
Kitty?
Sup, kitty?
I don't know.
Why?
We got all
Where did
kinds.
that come
Generation.
from?
I don't
What is
understand.
going on here?
Sup, kid? How you doing, kitty?
Like
Yeah.
you're a little kitty.
Ew.
No,
Not like
kitty.
you're like a
not,
meow
not a cat.
kitty.
No.
That's what I thought.
Kiddie. Kitty. What's up, kid?
Okay.
Got
That
it.
makes
Got it.
more
Okay,
sense.
kitty.
Kitty.
Yes.
Yeah. Kid.
I think adding the E is a very sports thing to do. Like when you say Schneidi, instead of Schneider, you say Schneidi,
I
or
got
like
Schneids or Spider.
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah. But
like a lot of people like
for sports.
as an example, if someone's name is Bruce, they go Brucey.
Brucey,
Yeah,
sure.
Brucey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray.
Yeah. No, they don't say Ray.
Yeah.
They say
Jacqui, it's already in there.
Jackie's
Jack's already in there.
It's already cool.
Jacqui's Queequeg to be cool. You know?
No,
Yeah.
they would just double my name like Jacqui. They would say Ray.
Ray.
Ray. Yeah.
Melissy.
My nickname is Mo Bro, so I already have bro in the Mo.
Mobro.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro.
what's wrong with our podcast today? I feel like I set it on fire when I said
I like
tickled.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mobro. I like that. Okay. Well, if you want to know exactly how all these deals happened and get the full story behind the acquisition of LesserEvil and Mela, you got to be an insider. You got to go to BevNET.com/insider or Nosh.com/insider. It's very easy to sign up. It is a modest cost and an important way for you to stay on top of everything that's happening in food and beverage. Once again, BevNET.com/insider or Nosh.com/insider. Okay, I've got a surprise for all y'all.
Oh, you do?
It is
so do I.
it is- it is
I'm a little
exciting.
nervous. I'm
I
not
have
sure
one
why.
too.
I
Good
need
surprise.
I need a moment to prepare. So while I'm preparing, Mike, you're drinking your can of Ish.
Oh,
over there. So talk about your Ish.
I'm
while
drinking
I prepare
this
here.
Ish. Okay, so Ish is a brand of, they call themselves the Mindful Drinking Company. They're a brand of non-alcoholic premium cocktails from Denmark. And I'm drinking the Spritz right now. I mean, as everyone knows, I'm sober curious. And I feel like this is one that just hits so nicely. It's got like the bitter flavor that I like. And it just, it reminds me of what I've been, quote, missing. I really like this.
At what point do you go from sober curious to sober informed?
Melissa, here's the thing. You and I need to spend hours on this conversation.
I just don't get it.
When am I just sober? I mean, I guess if I stop, I'd have to just stop for at least a year and then just be like, "Oh, I'm never drinking," and then be ashamed if I did it again. So I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
Sober
Fair
curious.
enough. Fair enough.
Every once in a while,
I'll keep tabs on it.
We should have like sober flex, or like kind of like
Yes.
flexitarian. So you're like flexible.
Okay. Well,
Right.
as everyone knows, let's start over. And everyone knows I'm sober flex.
Sober flex.
Sober flex. Yeah.
I think that the term that everyone wants to be a part of or wants to be associated with is probably moderation. Yes.
Moderation.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, just don't overdo it. How about that?
Especially at this age.
Don't
My
overdo it.
God.
I
Yeah.
like sober flex. I'm taking it.
Don't do it over. Don't overdo it on booze. Don't overdo it on sugar. Don't overdo it on fatty foods and
Just have a good time. Enjoy yourself.
Isn't
Balance.
Anthony Bourdain the one who said moderation and everything, including moderation?
okay, fair enough. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Once in a while,
Yeah.
you know?
All right. So as I mentioned, okay, so this might be my favorite marketing initiative of the year, and it's coming from the folks at Evolution Fresh. Evolution Fresh is a maker of cold pressed juices. They also make a fantastic real fruit soda that they launched, I believe it was last year. And so
They've been a favorite for a long time. A
They-
favorite of Ray.
a raverite. I like that. A raverite.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Nice. So they have announced a way for folks to sneak this. They're actually promoting something that's not necessarily legal per se, but it's fine. To sneak their real fruit soda into theaters and reclaim their soda moments in a guilt-free yet rebellious way. They have a soda smuggling device. Okay.
Wow.
Love this.
This
I
is actually
love
pretty
sneaking
great.
things into movie
So-
theaters.
Yeah, I feel like the game changers, you always have to bring like a big tote into the movie theater, and
Or
they're
a big
never checking it, right?
Yeah, but once I got some stuff with my kids ahead of the movie and I just stuffed it in my coat and I went to pay for the tickets and everything fell out. And it was one of those moments where everyone was like, just looking. And I just picked them up and put them in my coat. No one said anything.
Oh, jeez.
You can do whatever you want. You just can't get caught.
Yeah.
No, you can get caught. Nobody wants
Yeah, no
the
one cared,
conflict.
right?
I mean, I was that guy that was smuggling booze into the theaters. I'll fully
Sure.
admit that. Until I made the humongous mistake of trying to smuggle a Bloody Mary into the theater via my pocket. And I was covered in tomato juice, olives, all those little accoutrements that come. And it was just a disgusting
Was
mess.
it just a glass
It was
that you stuck in your pocket?
I wish I could explain how ridiculous and stupid this was, Melissa, but it was
this
pretty
like a
bad.
morning movie? Like what time of day was
it? Was like an 11 a.m. movie. It was the movie Alien Covenant, which we were so excited to see. My dear friend Adam Stern and I, we were going to go see it.
Oh, Stern was
I
there.
can
There's a
see you
shock.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
more sense that you both were doing this.
And I was trying to bring Bloody Marys for everyone, and it just turned into a disaster.
For
It was
listeners who
bad.
don't know, Ray and Stern are the human equivalents of Bert and Ernie.
I thought you were going to
wait,
say
who's
Laverne
Bert?
and Shirley.
Who's Bert? Am I Bert?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Stern's definitely Ernie. He's got the laugh and the
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess I'm more responsible and buttoned up.
yes.
I was gonna say the focus
the
on
adult.
being
Oh, okay.
germ free too. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
Bert's also like
yeah.
a
Except for the pigeons, that doesn't make sense. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I can see Sterno taking baths more often. I'm not a bath kind of guy.
Ray would
Wow,
have
this is
a
just
bottle
way
cap
too much
collection.
information.
He would have an
Talking about-
extensive bottle cap collection that he hoards. I'm sure.
Okay, can we please get back to Evolution
Yes.
Fresh? Okay, so they sent me this amazing box, and I opened it up, and they have an instruction manual. It's an instruction manual on how to use it. It says take a stand against concession stand soda, and they have steps here. They have step 1, step 2, step 3, and so the first step is to pop a can of Evolution Fresh real fruit soda into the secret compartment. The secret compartment of what, you may ask? It's a secret compartment of a fedora. Yes.
fedora?
Yes, dear folks. Yes.
Okay, what if like we all walked into
Wait.
a movie theater wearing those though?
No,
I think
no
that
one would
look
say
a little
anything.
Strange.
And so what's amazing is
There
there
is
is
Ray in a fedora.
there is a secret compartment, as you can see if you're watching the video. There's a secret compartment all the way in the bottom of the.
Would
what
you
is that?
look at that?
Yeah.
It's a.
What do you call
it's a
this part of the
can
hat?
shape.
The top.
it look I don't know what kind of hat that is.
It's a fedora.
It's almost like a cowboy hat.
It is. It is actually
That's
more
a
of a
big
cowboy
fedora.
hat.
I mean, Indiana
Yeah.
Jones
Yeah.
would be like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got your secret compartment,
Well, let's see you activate it.
Yeah.
and then you take a can of Evolution Fresh real fruit soda. The one I have in my hand is their tropical mango, which, by the way, contains 5 grams of sugar, and probiotics, and is made with real squeezed fruit. It is USDA organic, contains 45 calories per 12-ounce can, and 5 grams of sugar.
This is going to be just like me at the movie theater where things fell out. It's going to fall out of your hat.
So
Yeah.
here we go. We're gonna.
I wanna
God.
see. Oh.
We're gonna put this in here.
Is this a play to get Evolution Fresh into movie theaters? Is this the ultimate pitch?
Perhaps, but if you see, this is actually pretty good because
Wow.
it doesn't fall out.
Wow.
And here we go.
I think it's just to promote sophomoric behavior.
Bear with me, folks.
Yeah, Ray, go for it. Oh, you're replacing.
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's my chance.
It's a small hat, or you have a big head.
Did you just throw my hat?
You look like a cartoon character.
What do you mean?
All right.
Through what
yeah.
hat?
This is not necessarily the.
You look like that cartoon character, the cowboy with like the big hat.
Okay. This is yeah.
Wow.
In terms of fashion, I can't even put my headphones back on, so I couldn't hear what you were saying.
She was saying nothing but nice things
Stop
about
filming me. My goodness. All right. Well, Evolution Fresh. I love this idea. I probably need a slightly bigger hat. But for folks who have a smaller head than I do,
you.
I
Uh-oh.
have a big brain. You might want to consider getting one of these.
It makes you look taller.
It does make me look taller. And I got to say, I do feel like this is one of the funnest and most creative marketing initiatives that I've seen in a while. So good job, Evolution Fresh.
Well done.
All right. Jacqui's in tears. I don't know if she can talk about anything that's currently
I'll
on
try.
her desk,
I'll
but she'll try
I
here.
can't follow up with that. But,
Yeah.
I have a brand over here called Coaqua. And it is a line of coconut water. And they have a bunch of interesting flavors. So this is just their still coconut water, literally just coconut water with a little bit of cane sugar.
What was it before?
It's still, yes.
But before.
Yeah, that's a good dad joke.
That was Jacqui being both frustrated and annoyed at the same time.
I love how Mike cracks himself up more than anything.
It's Jacqui. Good job,
Oh, well, beyond what they still are, they also have Citrus Circus. They have an espresso one called Espressoed, and then the one that I'm drinking right now is Sour Soppin'. So this one has
Ooh, yeah.
coconut water and sour sop juice and a little bit of cane
Also
sugar.
known as guanabana, right? Soursop, same thing.
I believe so.
How much sugar is in that one? Those are known to be like the most sugar intense fruit.
Yeah, this one has, let's see, it has 21 grams of total sugar.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Not terrible. But yeah, some really cool like flavors like soursop. And have you had like an espresso coconut water before?
I haven't had that one. It's in the fridge upstairs, and I've been curious about it, but I don't like. I such a coffee purist that I don't always try those coffee flavors. How is it?
Oh, actually, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's nice.
Coffee and coconut water was a really good pairing. So the winner of our second ever New Beverage Showdown was a brand called Coco Cafe, and they made a blend of coconut water, coffee, and coconut cream. I believe it's actually espresso, and it was really delicious.
Sounds decadent.
And Vita Coco, if folks remember, Vita Coco bought the brand about 3 or 4 months after its debut, after it won the New Beverage Showdown, actually. So, yeah.
I think Harmless Harvest also had a coffee SKU that I really enjoyed.
So we need more coconut water and coffee collabs or combinations. That's the takeaway here.
Time for my surprise yet?
No, we're going to skip you because you threw my
Is it
hat.
top?
Melissa, what's up?
No, we're doing my surprise.
Okay.
We haven't even gotten a chance to really talk about these on the show because, well, we got them before they came out, but I got the Super Foodio peanut butter better cups.
Nice.
Ooh,
So,
yum.
yeah, and Jacqui introduced me to this brand. We were in UK, and I saw it.
Because the Super Foodio is a UK-based brand.
Right, we're in UK. We're in London, and we were at Whole Foods, and I saw the brand, and I was like, that looks really cool. And then for some reason, I didn't pick it up, and then we're standing on the street, and Jacqui goes, look at these, and I was like, oh, thank goodness you bought
It
those.
was like the
And
buttons, the peanut butter buttons. They're just like so good.
And then I got to meet the founder, and we sat down for like a couple of hours. I don't know where the time went because it was like, it felt like we'd only been sitting there for 15 minutes, but we had been sitting there for so long. You know what I mean? Like the time just flew by. I was like talking to an old friend. But we have the original here and the no added sugar. I'm going in.
There you go.
I'm going in.
Yes. Better for you peanut butter cups. Just,
With no chocolate.
I mean, they are. Oh, with no chocolate
yeah,
at
no
all.
chocolate.
They're just all peanut butter.
Which
Nice.
with, the current state of things could work out really well for them, right?
Oh, good point. Good point, Melissa. All right. Well.
So good.
Well, Mike is chowing down on his peanut butter cups there.
I just took one down.
Melissa's got a whole bunch of stuff in front of her that looks pretty tasty as well.
Yes, I do. So I have a couple of bars here. And the bar category is one that I often think of as being so saturated. It must be such a difficult category for brands to get into. But I was recently talking to Casey Gaston, who's the
Of Whole Foods.
global forager for Whole Foods Market. And I asked, are there any categories that are so saturated they're really difficult for brands? And I thought her answer was so refreshing. She said, as long as it tastes good and it shows innovation, the sky is the limit. And I think that's something that we all want to believe, but to hear that from a buyer and from the chief forager, I think is really refreshing. So I have Bon B Honey's bar right here.
More like a candy bar.
More like a kid. This to me is like a payday almost.
Ooh.
Or like a way better bit of honey. But yeah, I get some payday vibes from that too, but it's so much easier to eat than a payday where it was like taking your dental work out. And the Bon B came into the office and it went like that. And people were so excited about this. And I went and ordered more, and I accidentally ordered it to the office instead of home. And before I could grab them, like they were a third gone. I ordered 3 boxes of it because it's so good. My family really liked it.
I remember when the founder came
This is
to
probably
Nosh.
one of them.
Yeah, the founder was at Nosh a couple of years ago, Nosh Live. in I think we were in Marina Del Rey at that point.
We were.
And
Indeed.
everyone was raving about her
that
bars.
stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're so delicious, such a clean ingredient panel. Kendra Bennett is just the kind of founder that you just can't
really
help but
nice.
love. It's a family-owned business. So this one is super special.
The thing that I've noticed about this is it's not a polarizing brand at all. It's one of those that everybody, as long as you're not allergic to honey or nuts, when they eat it, they like it. All generations. It's crazy good.
And I just saw these featured in the Nosh reviews on
cool.
Nosh.com. So check that out if you haven't already. I also have here a Mosh bar, which of course is the partnership between Patrick Schwarzenegger and his mother, Maria Shriver. You know, I think low sugar, high protein bars are so tough to get tasty. This has 12 grams of protein, 3 grams of sugar, and I specifically grabbed the lemon white chocolate crunch because you can do a peanut butter, you can do a chocolate, and I feel like, you know, you can get that right. But to get the white chocolate version good, I think is really saying something. And I thought these were so tasty. This is whey protein and almonds and just a lot of really good stuff. So
You know what that's powered by, Ray? One of our dear sponsors,
Cognizant?
Cognizant.
it
Love
sure
it.
is.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powered by
I mean,
Cognizant.
the brain health benefits and body health benefits from this, I think, are a nice addition to a protein bar. They definitely differentiate one from another. And I don't typically love when protein bars are just 30 grams of protein. It's just like stacked. So you're just chewing for, it seems like 10 minutes before you can actually swallow it. Mosh, the bars are really delicious. They're easy to eat. And again, the brain health benefits help the brand to stand out from the rest of the
I think
category.
there's something for everyone in those bars too. There's some that are like more cookie forward and then some that are more fruit forward. So if you don't like the cookies or the peanut butter, then you can go for like the lemon bar. It's pretty great.
And they have
then there's a blueberry
crunchies.
one too.
I'm just waiting for the
Good stuff.
for the limited edition White Lotus variety, where it's just like a see-through
What's the
label.
what's
there.
the poison fruit called in that, Jacqui? Will they?
yeah.
Oh, it looks like a pear.
Yeah.
Yes, it does, but you need the seeds.
You need the seeds, right?
Oh no! Patrick, don't make that one. Don't make that one.
I don't watch that show, and I'm probably happy. I guess I'm happy that I don't.
That would have been a good April Fool's release for Mosh.
Well, fortunately, we can still make
Poisonous
it. Here we go.
I also have these salad sprinkles. I was introduced to these founders and this brand at Expo West. And actually just yesterday I was chatting with Blakely and Jordan about the brand. So I have here the classic herb flavor. They also have a chili crisp flavor. But the one that I totally fell in love with first and love is their maple sea salt. I think I'm more likely to put something on a yogurt bowl than I am maybe on a salad. So they did a collaboration with Painterland Sisters at Expo West. I died. Just so good.
Sisters.
So good. So yeah.
I love Painterland Sisters. That's such a good product.
So salad sprinkles. Check them out.
Killer collab.
Yeah.
Speaking of killer collabs, killer collab.
I do got to say, I was introduced to that brand as well. I think Amit Richmond introduced me to that brand, Salad Sprinkles. And what really struck me was that Salad Sprinkles is part of this, I guess, it seems like a burgeoning segment of products that you can add. They add flavor in some way or another. They add texture in some way or another. And I was thinking of Chutney Punch as a really good example of that as well, where you take these delicious Indian-inspired flavors and you can put them on anything, and it just enhances your food so much.
I'm glad that's what was struck you and not the can of Evolution Fresh falling out of your hat.
It was not going to fall out of my hat. That is a well-crafted, high-quality hat right there.
That could have been dangerous. And I will point out that in the Whole Foods Market trend report for 2025, crunch was one of their number one trends. So this certainly falls in line with that.
There you go.